Hi, welcome to Garden Cafe. I'm Maureen and this is my Texas Zone 8B 9A garden. I'm going to be planting a few bulbs today. We've got freezing weather coming in finally, mid-January, go figure. It is Central Texas. So I do want to get some of these out. Just as a very quick background, I planted bulbs last year and I'm a beginning gardener. Um, so I'm learning as I go. They did not grow, or what grew were pretty gnarly looking flowers. It was not good at all. I've done some research since, and although a lot of the bulbs say plant in fall for spring blooms in Texas, um, the ground doesn't get cold enough for cold stratification, and most of those bulbs need a period of time in the ground or somewhere where the temperatures are low enough, and I'm not sure what that does to stimulate the growth, so that they can grow when the ground begins to warm. So what I did instead was I bought the bulbs this year, but I put them in my refrigerator. So I'm doing the cold stratification process. Now, because it's all an experiment and I haven't tried this before, I am going to plant 1/3 of all the bulbs I have, and I'll go through which ones I have now. I will plant 1/3 um, the 1st of February, around about there, and I'll plant the last third mid-February just to see what comes up, what does well, what doesn't do well. So I'm going to start here in my raised bed on my front porch. And I put them in order of height. The lower ones I'm going to put in the front swoop, and I'll do that after I'm finished here. But in my raised bed, I was very disappointed in it this year. It really, no matter what I planted here, it just did not flourish. It was not gorgeous. It wasn't eye-catching. It wasn't something that you would look at the front of my house and say, wow. So this year I want to make up for that. All right, so the first one I'm going to do is crocus. That's going to be a 50-50. I know they grow in the Northeast really well. Not sure about here. My guess is if it does grow well, and I got a great deal on them. If it does do well, then it will probably do well in the spring here, maybe until mid-April. We'll see. Again, it's all an experiment. So this says 2 to 5 inches deep, 4 to 6, and 8. They grow about 4 to 6 inches tall. So I'm thinking about putting them in front here. And then towards here is something called Chionodoxa. And I'll put the picture there of what it is. I don't know how to say that. Again, this is about 2 to 3 inches deep, a little bit more towards the surface, but it's 4 to 8 inches tall. So I'll plant a few of those back here behind the crocus. And then hyacinth, which I always thought hyacinth grew taller. These say 6 to 12 inches tall, which, I mean, this is about where we are. So I want to plant some of them back here, 2 to 5 inches deep. So my entire raised bed here is about 10 inches deep, with the soil as full as it is. So we're fine on the depth of the soil. Okay, let's get this going. First, let's do the crocus. And I did get a Hori knife. So cool, which you'll see when I plant the bulbs in the front swoop down here, because those bulbs are a little bit larger. That is really great. Well, there go those. I'll pick those up in a minute. That really go great for burying the bulbs as deep as they're supposed to be. Okay, so I have 6 of the crocus, and this is the petunia. I mean, it's alive. A few of the petunias that I planted didn't get any flowers out of them so far this year. That's fine. We'll see if they survive. My sisters do, so that would be awesome. All right. So these have a clear bottom to them. And they have actually a little bit of growth coming out the top. So, and since this one is 2 to 5 inches deep, all right, so then I'm just going to estimate. Okay, very easy, quick, not a problem. And at my sister's, we did lasagna planting, which was very kind of cool. You know, if you have bulbs that you plant 6 inches deep, you plant those first. And then around on top of it, you plant the bulbs that are supposed to be 4 inches deep. And then on top of that, you plant bulbs that are supposed to be 2 or 3 inches deep. Kind of cool. I'll show the video. I'll try to get that out. That she lives in Houston, to see how that works out. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you have plants growing up, then you have others growing around it, really dense flowers. That's all for me. I love planting densely, especially in Texas. Seems to survive the heat so much better if it's surrounded by other plants that protect it from the heat. Okay, next is that Chianodoxa. Now these, I don't think I have many of them. Again, I split the bags into thirds. This only goes 2 to 3 inches deep. So yeah, there's only 3 of these. So I'll do one here, one here. Maybe I'll do 2 here. Okay. Chianodoxa. They all look gorgeous. And again, I'll post the photo right here showing you what it looks like. Never heard of it. Sounds like fun. Okay. Little teeny bulbs. All right. So these are a little bit bigger. A hyacinth and in pink and Delft blue. 2 to 5 inches deep. They grow 6 to 12 inches, so they'll be in the back. The bulbs are not those teeny itty bitty little ones. They're huge. They almost look like little red onions, to be honest with you. I have 4 of those. So I will, and I've got some of these I'm going to be planting out in the front swoop. Now some are white and some are pink. So I'm assuming, I don't know, maybe the blue is the one that looks white for the moment, and the pink is the red. I have no idea. We'll see. We'll compare. And this one I'm going to put right here. Here. And then I'm not sure why, but in the bag of hyacinth pink and Delft blue are these little bulbs. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a mistake or maybe they're just suckers off of the bigger bulbs, but I'm going to plant them, see what happens. So let me see. I'll just spread those out too. And here. And I'm just going to assume that's as the other ones. Well, this one's kind of split. Okay, so let's get this one planted. Hyacinth. Again, I always thought those were tall plants. Maybe it's just the kind of plant hyacinth it is. I have no idea. But I love hyacinth. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. My aunt actually posted a photo. And she's up in Massachusetts, so completely different growing zone. They were so gorgeous. And in Central Texas, I mean, it just gets so hot. I wrote it off, but then I actually saw some hyacinth here in Central Texas and thought, well, I'm going to try that one and see how it works. So really easy. I'm just burying them as deep as they say. I'm going to water this, and then I'll start on the front swoop. Okay. That is an old plant tag. Okay, so I'm just going to water this, and then we'll move the camera down to the front swoop for the bulbs I'm planting down there. All right, looks good. And this is a Hori Hori knife. I got it from my son for Christmas. Very cool, pretty lethal looking. But as you can see, it's got a cutting tool here for branches. And what I love is it actually has markers for the inches. So if you have bulbs that go down 3 inches, you basically stick this in the ground, pull it forward, drop your bulb, and cover it up. So very helpful. I'm excited to use this. I'm going to move in closer, but this is the area that I want to plant the next bulbs, and they're basically daffodils and tulips. This is what you see when you walk up to my front door. I'd like flowers blooming here. These are mums, which I love, but I don't expect them to bloom until later in the summer. So I want color here. I want color in here, and I want color here. So I'm just going to spread them out through here and plant them. Okay, so I'm basically going to lay them on top of the soil. They're all pretty much 3 to 4 inches deep. They're supposed to be 3 to 4 inches deep. So this one says Daffodil Blend, and I'm just dropping them all. We'll plant them in just a minute. I'm going to spread that out. This next, got another one in here. Put that up here. I'm going to cut this back too. Okay. And let's get this cut back. There we go. See a little bit better. This was some ageratum that I grew from seed last year, and boy, was it a performer. I absolutely loved it. Okay, so that's those. The next is Daffodil Trumpet Mix. Let's see. I think I'm just going to take, yeah, I'll leave it. That ageratum may come back. Okay, here and here. And the last one is Tulip, Daffodil, and Hyacinth. But I got to be honest with you, I think it's just Tulip and Daffodil. I didn't see any hyacinth bulbs in there, so I'm not sure if I took them out or not. It's possible. And this one back here. Oh, there's a brick back there. All right. Okay. All right, so to plant. Where is my hori knife? Get my gloves on. And this is blue sage in front of me, folks. Or I think it's blue sage. Pretty. It's very pretty, very full. But I'd like some different colors when you walk up, some different colors going taller than this. Okay, here we go. All right. It is. And I'll try to get this so you can see a little bit of it. This is 3 to 4. So I'm going to go down. This one I think was the 3. Down 3. Pull it forward, drop the bulb. Oh, actually, hold on. There we go. Loosen it up a little bit more. There we go. And that's one. And another one. This is one of the larger ones, so I'm going to go a little bit deeper. And this is one of the larger ones. I think the mix, the Tulip Daffodil mix, seem to have the larger bulbs. Oh, I'm not sure what difference that makes, but here go one of my bags. I'll get it. Okay. Oh, wow, that went straight all the way down. Huh. Yeah, I have a feeling that ageratum may come back. I'm not sure, but I think it's possible because I am seeing some green at the roots. That would be nice. I loved it here. All right, we have 2 more. I thought I had 1 more over here. It was really pretty right on this corner. In the summer, so I'm all for it. Well, I'm hitting something here. But I'll tell you, this knife really seems to go through the soil pretty easily. All right, and I will get this watered. That's it. That's the 3rd of the bulbs from the in the raised planter on the porch, and here the end of January or 1st of February, I'll plant the same bulbs, but down on the lower part of the swoop I'm just looking for tons and tons of flowers. Again, so this area and that area are my mid-January cold stratified. We'll see if that helps. I'm at my sister's house in Houston, and today we are going to try our hand at this lasagna planting of bulbs, and I'll go through the bulbs we're going to be planting. But we're going to start by digging up this entire area 5 inches deep. And just a side note, we have no idea what's eating her potato vine, but it's not messing with any of the other plants. It's a mystery. Now, this is the start, but we're moving the plants over here to decide what she wants to keep and what she doesn't. Obviously, the lemon coral sedum she'll keep. The vinca, I'm not sure, that just reseeds itself. We've got several plants in here, so we'll have to go through them to figure out what to save. But this is a start of clearing this area out to start planting the multitude of bulbs that we have. Okay, we pulled everything out that we wanted to. Now we just have to go 5 inches deep to start the first layer of bulbs. The plants that we may or may not save, the ones on the, turning it this way, the right-hand side, are more of the ones we're going to save. Left is vinca, which reseeds, so we're probably not going to save that. But here's the next step, and that potato vine is gone. We just tossed it out here for right now. Really still not sure what ate it all, but curious. Next step is to add a layer of compost. We dug out a tremendous amount of soil here. You can see it right there. And then I threw some more actually in the garden. All right, so do it again. We added a bunch of, an entire bag of compost. Everything's leveled off. My sister leveled out the stone blocks on the border. And these are the bulbs we're going to plant. 1,000,001 daffodils, anemones, and I know I'm saying that wrong, and ranunculus. Several different kinds of ranunculus. I'm going to do them at different depths. So the first layer going in is the daffodils. Just spacing them out. We're going to put them all in here. So all the bulbs have been placed basically where we want them. And we're just using a hori-hori knife to dig down 4 inches and put the bulb in. Do another one there. Pretty simple. All right, so all of those are in. We're going to be putting in ranunculus and anemones at this next level. Sprinkle a little more compost over it, and then we'll put soil over it, and we'll be done with this bed. Here, just seeding the ranunculus.